What is going on, folks? Will Turbot, the one and only true reincarnation of L. Ron Hubbard forever and ever. Fake Mike, real news. Welcome to Auditing America. We got my dogs, Mr. Universal, with us here.
Yeah.
Smack the like on the way in. Shouts to Mr. Manco. Everyone,
Cool.
share the video when you get in here. Please do us a flavor. Also, find Mr. America, Auditing America on Instagram, $ Auditing America News on Cash App and on Facebook. So we're going to switch it up today. We're going to talk about a few different things than we typically do, but we also want to open it up to your questions and comments. So get those in there as soon as you can. But we want to talk about, we focus a lot here on the political stuff, and that's important, right? You need to know what your servants or your rulers, however you want to call them, you need to know what's going on in the world. It's never good, I don't think, to spend 1,000 years in a cave meditating for your own spiritual stuff when there's people here on the earth that need your help too, right? It's kind of selfish to me, you know what I'm saying? But we're all allowed to have our pleasures, right? But let's talk about, and this is where I'm no expert, so that's why I brought Mr. Universal along with me. So everyone go check out Universal TV, that's S-O-L, Universal, S-O-L TV on YouTube and all the platforms. So I'm pretty skeptical about a few of these things initially, talking about things like your consciousness, philosophy, the law of attraction, talking about things like manifestation, astrology, all these things, because we tend to focus here in the world on things that we can see and touch and taste, but there's a whole other world that people are yet unaware of and does have real ramifications. And so let's start with the premise. What is the law? What, in your words, what is the law of attraction? You guys in the comments, press 1 if you've heard of law of attraction, press 2 if you have not. Share this video, guys, join up.
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah.
So basically, just to paint the picture super easily so everybody can understand, there's a great documentary out there which I was introduced to, was the law. No, it was what was the law of attraction movie?
The Secret.
The Secrets.
Secret,
Yes, The Secrets. How I learned about it, and I see how I picture the law of attraction is like I am the magnet, and I am trying to attract certain things into my life. Everybody across this world, they have their dreams, they have their desires, what they want to achieve. And you know what? And everything and anything is possible due to the fact there's the law of all possibilities. Anything can happen at any given time. You are in control only if you have control, right? You gotta have control, because if you are not in control, something else will be in control for you. So law of attraction, if I want to attract a nice beautiful boat one day, I can't just sit here and think, oh, I'm gonna get a boat. Yeah, I'm gonna get a boat. I'm gonna look at this picture because I know I'm gonna get a boat one day. But if I'm not doing anything towards attracting that to my life with simple stuff like researching, learning about boats, what you need to do or have to own a boat, how much is the boat worth, how much maintenance, all these different things have purpose, and they also help attract things into your life.
The last 6 letters of the law of attraction are action. So you can't just manifest and own action, and it has to be non-violent action. Yeah, I'll get to your questions or comments too, but this is very important stuff. And I'm going to give you, that was Mr. Universal's brief introduction. Everyone go check him out, Universal, S-O-L TV. Share this video right now. The way I've come to understand the law of attraction is a little bit different. I think people wrap their heads around it a little bit different. We both got to the same answer from different ways. So everything in the universe, and this is all DK from science, right? This is what they tell us anyways, right? So from what they're telling us, everything in the universe is a vibration. Radio waves, television waves, internet waves, they're all vibrations. Light is a vibration decoded by our eyes. Every planetary celestial body resonates at a certain frequency. Everything is a vibration. As a matter of fact, also, I think that Mr. Universal is solid. I think this is solid. But atoms themselves are 99.9% empty space. So there's a lot more going on than meets the eye, than we can actually see. So let me pause for a sec. And
oh yeah, the 99.9% is also energy.
yes, and so the way I look at it is this, right? They've done a couple experiments. They've done more than a couple experiments now. The most famous, which has been replicated thousands of times, and they've modified it continually. We're gonna get your questions. I can't see; it's a little far away, but hang tight. I just want to go over the.
No, he
overview.
is not in jail, guys. No.
Okay,
First
yeah,
somebody
no,
starts that
Enrique's,
rumor, he is
no,
not in
Enrique's
jail.
not in jail. He's a free man. I did get detained today, so we'll talk about that. We got a crazy stream earlier on my channel, Fake Mike Real News, and on Auditing America, and we got more content from that protest and more content in general. We've been up to making content. So everything in the universe is vibration, right? Everything, supposedly. And they've done these experiments, the double slit experiment, where this is very difficult to explain, and I'm the worst person to be doing this. But basically, just Google the double slit experiment, but the idea behind it is just observing something can change, just by a human being observing something, or not even a human being, a detection device such as a camera, can change the properties of a wave and a particle. A wave is a vibration, a particle is something solid, right, that we talked about. So they do all these experiments and show that our thoughts, our mere observation, can actually manipulate the empty space within atoms. Therefore, your thoughts create reality. And Mr. Universal was saying, hey, and since I learned about the law of attraction, I was like, hey, I want to get 1 million views. And then I was telling this guy right outside. And then a couple months later, I was doing videos for a long time. A couple months later, I met Enrique, and then we had 1 million views. So the law of attraction is also very powerful. I'm no fan of Oprah Winfrey, no fan of Will Smith. However, they say the reason they're rich and powerful is because they understand the secret. And I'm just a dude with snapback saying, hey, maybe we shouldn't let Will Smith and Oprah and George Soros and the Rockefellers have all the secrets. Maybe we can learn some of this stuff too. Us plebes, us little slaves down here, the working class, the poor. Yeah, why don't you throw us some esoteric secrets too? So that's what we're trying to do here. Share the video. It's Mr. Fake Mike. Thank you everyone to get me over 15,000 subscribers today. I did it. Thank you very much. I couldn't have done it without Auditing America. Go check out my channel. Also check out Universal SOL TV on YouTube and all platforms. Big shout outs to hashtag YeahRightTheMatrix. Shout outs to Mr. Manco. And find Auditing America, $ Auditing America News on Cash App, $ Fake Mike Real News on Cash App, Auditing America on Instagram, Auditing America on Facebook. You're not going to get this from any other channel. Sorry. Some people will just go film the cops, and that's cool, and we need that. But some people are going to talk to you about this stuff too, which is just as, if not more important, than the stuff that we normally talk about. So the law of attraction is this idea, is if you honestly, you can't just start thinking about something and you have it, as Mr. Universal put very eloquently. You have to put action into it too. And one of the key things I would recommend for utilizing the law of attraction would be it's more than your thoughts, it's your feeling. It's how you feel. I feel, and you always want the feeling not that I want this, that I already have this. The thing that you want, you already have the feeling in your head. You celebrate having it. And that's how I've attracted a few things myself, is by celebrating having it. So let's get to your comments and questions here for a sec. Share the videos. Okay, Rogier, what up? Everyone go check out Rogier Hop. He's the man out in the Netherlands confronting these fools. The world is a video game.
Oh yes, I always say that all the time, just like the video game Sims. The Sim character games, I used to use that games to help me develop my consciousness, to reflect on the Sims game compared to the reality that we exist in now. The Mayans call this the Maya, the world of the illusion. This is illusion in spirituality. It's known that this is the false world. This is the fake world. This is the video game. This is the virtual reality that we have to incarnate into vessels to play this video game. Or we're projecting our spiritual consciousness into this vessel so we can coexist on this reality. Yeah, my body might be named Caesar, Mr. Universal, but I know that I am truly a divine being versus just a physical being. And that's one of the biggest issues as human beings, spiritual beings living in a human body, that we face is that every day when you wake up and you look at yourself in your mirror, you believe 1,000, 10,000% that you are that person, that the name that was given to you at birth, that is truly you, and you are no more than that. And that's what society, the system, this matrix is designed to make you guys think that you're what? You're sheep and you need a shepherd. We are not sheep. We all have the abilities to become shepherds. Christ said, he said, what I do now, you shall do even greater in the future. You know what I'm saying? All spiritual masters that have walked this earth, their sole purpose is to enlighten and to awake others, to awake the masses. You know what I'm saying? This is a video game. How many times do you want to continue to fail this video game and continue to reincarnate and incarnate? Just because you don't remember doesn't mean it doesn't have happened. Doesn't mean you haven't gone through that cycle of life and death so many times.
Yeah, and I was actually very skeptical initially about the idea of reincarnation. However, there's a documentary called The Boy Who Lived Before, and also there's a University of Virginia professor and researcher, don't remember the name, sorry guys, I'm finishing up a cold here, don't remember the name, but if you go ahead and look into it, there's somebody that has studied this, and it's actually pretty interesting. It's allowed me to consider it now. And to Mr. Universal's point, yeah, they want you worried about porn, they want you worried about video games,
yes.
They want you to be a leftist
sports,
or
music,
rightist, sports,
Lil
music,
Wayne,
Lil
Cardi
Weezy.
B's network video.
They want you distracted by that. That's why the haters, they'll say, oh, someone said this is cringe. Oh, talking about manifesting your own lifestyle and how Oprah Winfrey got rich and quantum physics, that's cringe? Okay, well, then this is not the channel for you. But if you do want to follow the people that have been successful and they laid the blueprint out there for you, they say this is how we did it, right? So we're just trying to cue you guys in it. It's great because we like to teach you guys about our rights and our freedoms. And now, even if you have no freedom, and freedom is the most important thing.
We all want freedom, baby.
Freedom is the most important thing.
Past this game, you'll get your freedom.
Yep. Because you can't have art, you can't have civilization, you can't have science, right? You can't have anything unless people have the freedom to do that, right? So freedom is the number one thing, but we also have to I feel it's our responsibility here at Auditing America to take the time that we have to talk about the other things in life too. Because if we just sat here and taught you about auditing all day, every day, that's cool. That's great. But there's other aspects. And auditing is going to change things. Activism is going to change things. The interviews will change things. But that's only changing the physical. And we need to also take a look into the ethereal, the spiritual, the other side of things that we tend not to look at. I was telling Mr. Universal 100% dead ass outside, like, you know what? I've been a evolutionary for a while now. And you know what? I'm kind of whack too, because doing some of this cool stuff, yeah, it was great, but I also sacrificed relationships in my life with people that I love as a result of that. So I was running around here doing things like activism-wise, but I wasn't spiritually on that right path, right? And when you're doing those wrong things, you're also clogging your magnet, right? Because when you're focused on multiple things, right? I'm going to do this, I'm going to do that, da-da-da. It takes you away from the core things, whether it's your family, your loved ones, your relationships, and what you want to attain out of your life. And let's get to your questions now, because I've been prolonging it for a minute. We'll get back to some of this esoteric talk here.
And for somebody's question to ask me, what books do you recommend? Boom, got one right here. Oh yeah, and he's Asian. This is called The Divine Transformation, the divine way to self-clear karma to transform your health, relationships, finances, and more. This guy goes beyond law of attraction. And just a quick little story to share with you on the law of attraction and how this book came into my existence. Quick story, I was in Arizona, I was doing direct marketing, and across the street there was a store that sold vintage games, books, and so on and so forth. So I went into that store and I noticed that they had a part where there was like a whole bunch of books. And for some reason, I started to get this intuitive thought like, yo, I feel like I'm here to get a book. So let me go look at the books. You know, I'm following my guidance. I'm listening to my intuition. So I go to the books and I find this section where it's like spirituality. I'm like, oh, this is cool. Well, I'm pretty sure I'm gonna find something. And I'm like, you know what? Because I believe in the law of attraction, right? And other spiritual laws. So I'm like, with faith, I'm gonna close my eyes and I'm just gonna do like this. And then boom, right here. This is in the book. And I opened up my eyes and I touched it. And it was this book, Divine Transformation. And I've been on my spiritual journey since 2008. So for me to come across that and for it to say divine transformation, it was just mind blowing. So then I go like, okay, if this is really meant to be, then I'm going to close my eyes and I'm going to grab one page and I'm going to select. And then I started to read. You know what I'm saying? And then I started to read. But basically, as I read the book, the message was super clear because what it said, it impacted my life. And then also I became more conscious, more aware how this reality, you know, functions, especially with these different laws. Like, who knows? Me following my intuition, I was going to follow this. And this book is very, very powerful. Not only that, it talks about, it doesn't talk about law of attraction, but all the practices that they talk about is to help you attract good things. And it talks about karma, doing positive things. If you want to attract something positive in your life, then you also need to be doing positive. You know what I'm saying? Right. And so many people do negative and attract negative in their life. And this is all we have to do is simply tweak it. You know what I'm saying? As I was telling Will Turbin earlier, we need to have a positive mindset. Siddhartha Buddha, he says, have right mindful thinking. You know what I'm saying? Have right speech. You know, and I was self-reflecting on myself, you know, and I was self-reflecting on myself and I realized, you know, everything I do has a cause and effect. And a cause and effect also coexist with the law of attraction, with the law of magnetism. So if I want to attract something in my life, a big dream, a big goal, then I also need to be producing that energy. Quick example, as a science experiment, if I have one magnet and I have a bowl of a whole bunch of metal nuts, I put that magnet and it's only going to be able to hold and attract a certain amount of those screws because the energy is not strong enough. But you increase the energy of that magnet and I promise you, you're going to be able to attract and hold on to more screws and bolts. And what happens that in life, when we're trying to attract certain things, we already have too many bolts on our magnet. So we need to sacrifice and we need to remove some of these other bolts so we can attract newer. We are magnetic beings. We are conscious spiritual beings.
And one of the best ways to increase your magnet, in my opinion, is through gratitude.
Yes,
Honestly, it makes you feel good. And one of the quotes, I forget who said it, but gratitude is the open door to abundance. And honestly, man, even if you think you're in a fucked up situation right now, right? You have something, right? Even if maybe you don't have maybe you're homeless, right? But you got a car, so you got a roof over your head. You can thank yourself for that, right? You can thank yourself that, hey, you know, I got all my organs. Whatever it is, there are people on this planet that are worse off than you. Whenever anyone asks me, hey, how's your day going? It could be a barista or somebody at the bodega. Hey, how's your day going? I usually say, you know, half the world lives off less than $2 a day. I'm spending more than $2 right now. So I'm doing pretty damn good, right?
Yes.
And Mr. America was just saying, hey, it's like, we didn't fact check him on the numbers, so we can fact check him here. But like 1 million people die every night. There's probably thousands of people die every second. And we're not one of those people right now. So we're still out here, and give your life a purpose, right? There's a lot of things that need to be taken care of. Sometimes people and I'm not talking to the people that are old school viewers here because you guys already do the activism. You guys are activists yourselves. You guys share the video. And I want to take a moment of gratitude to thank my brother, Mr. Universal. I want to thank Auditing America. I want to thank, when I say Auditing America, Mr. America is Mr. America. When I say Auditing America, that's you guys right there. And I want to thank you for helping this channel be able to reach people with information. I mean, yesterday we had somebody on about Gematria. We've interviewed diplomats. We're talking about stuff that you've never, not you, a lot of people have never heard of on auditing channels. And we got, tomorrow, we're interviewing two-time intercontinental champion. I'm not going to say the name yet, but we have a special interview tomorrow, 7:30 p.m. Eastern. Stay tuned for that. It's going to be cool. You guys say, hey, Will and Mr. Universal look like a couple wrestlers, except Will's way bigger. Well, that was my comments. Okay, I'm mad. But if you think that was cool, we're going to have some real deal folks out here. So give your life a purpose. There's plenty of things. Maybe it's the problems with the Child Protective Services. Maybe it's helping the sick. There's 1,000 things out there to do. I'm bored. Give your life a purpose. You give your life a purpose. You're the only person that can give your life a purpose. Don't let anybody else give your life a purpose. We're going to get your comments in 1 second. But guys, and that's what I love about Auditing America, is you guys have already given your lives a purpose, and you've dedicated it to nonviolence, to keeping an open but skeptical mind, and spreading love and altruism throughout the entire flat earth. Just kidding. Yeah. Maybe not. I'm just kidding. I was a little joke there. All right, so let's see who we got with us. Let's get your questions and comments in here. We got
love you, Deanna. We love you.
Deanna, thank you so much. I want to say thank you. Butch Brady, I love Butch. He's always sending me great stuff, great information. Dee is awesome too. She sends some great donations. Thank you to the donations. $$ Auditing America News, grateful for that. $ Fake Micro News. I'm grateful just to be on this channel talking to you guys. I literally said a few months before I met Mr. America, hey, I'm gonna have 1 million views one day. A couple months later, boom, law of attraction.
Ooh,
Suck it.
And for the person
Austin
that said
girl,
that
what
you
up?
spoke about law of attraction on your channel, please, my YouTube channel is Universal TV.
SOL.
Message me, or you can email me at universaltv@gmail.com. Universal SOLTV@gmail.com. I would love to check out your channel and show some support.
Yes, I want to support everybody, even if you're not into the law of attraction. Anybody that's out there that is dedicated their life to, or not even their life, even some part-time, to nonviolent activism and changing the world for a more altruistic place, you're my friend. And I'm not trying to talk down to anybody. I'm just grateful for Auditing America, is because, you know, some people say, oh, well, you guys are just doing, all you guys do is go around and film post offices. Okay. No, we confront the president. We confront politicians. We interview diplomats, whistleblowers, all this stuff. We do a variety of things. And you notice the haters never really comment on these videos. They never comment when we interview U.S. diplomats. They just shut up then because they can't say anything, right? So Mr. America is knowledgeable and pragmatic, but more importantly, cares about the people enough to say that he's going to use his clout to not just show you the best information when it comes to truth and freedom and non-violently waking up, but he's going to show you some other cool stuff. If you want to learn a lot more, you need to go over to Universal. That's Universal with the SOL at the end. Yes. Universal TV. They call him Mr. Universal is because he deals with all the different aspects of the universe.
There's levels to this.
The sad, the documentaries, the paranormal, the quantum physics, the auditing, the comedy, the pranks. He does it all. He's universal. So you guys definitely got to check out Universal TV SOL on all platforms.
Coming soon, guys, the Popcast. Right now, we're basically in my Popcast studio.
It's getting built.
I'm doing the green screen, doing some paintings, and we're gonna doing some Popcast type of stuff. And I'm gonna be going more deep into a lot of the stuff, a lot of different universal laws, spiritual laws. You know, my purpose here in life. You know, one of my missions, the reason why...
Sorry to interrupt you. Can one of the moderators or someone find Mr. Universal's link and put it in the chat? The universal law, someone says, is that like a law?
Yes.
It is like a law.
Universal law, baby.
Oh, yeah. That is a law.
Yeah, guys. So I'm super excited.
Thank you. And shout outs to everybody out here sharing these videos.
What is NL? You have to be...
The Netherlands. That's Rogier Hop from the Netherlands. His question to everybody is the Netherlands. Now, I honestly, as an American,
Netherlands is beautiful. I seen some beautiful pictures. My friend went to go visit.
oh, really? I didn't even know that. Yeah, Netherlands is an interesting place, right? Netherlands is an interesting place. We've had the whole, and we're not going to talk about it on this stream, but let's just say the politicians over there are up to the same thing over here, and they're kind of friends, and they're weird.
Yeah.
Let's just leave it at that. Okay, someone's saying they teach Zen spiritualism on your spiritual channel. Cool, Denver Metro Audits. Find me on Instagram and message me that channel.
Yes.
Because that's what I love about Mr. Universal and Mr. America is we're willing to have these conversations. And again, we never say we're experts. We never said we're 100% right. And that's why we ask for the dialogue with you guys too. Because as we were just saying outside, we're all on this journey here together. Like it or not, we're all stuck on this bitch together. Whether it be a rhombus, a circle, a flat earth, a sphere, whatever it is, I don't honestly care. But we're all stuck here together. All right, so I'm ignoring the chat. Heinrich, yeah, Australia's bad. Australia is worse than here. I saw people go. Do you guys remember? First of all, one quick question. If you have never heard of the law of attraction before, if you've never heard of it before tonight, press 1 in the chat. Please press 1 in the chat. Yes, and like the video, share the video. Thank you so much. But yeah, people in Australia literally got arrested during the cooties pandemic for KFC. They got arrested for transporting fried chicken across state line because they weren't supposed to travel at night. And they got arrested and busted for bringing food in from another. It's really bad. The secret. Since you're all talking about the wisdom comes from, hold on. Nam-myo Renskyo, the name, I'm not exactly sure what you're saying, but I'll have to look that up. Guys, and sometimes you guys send me things and I'm here and I can't look it up. So if I can comment on something, I will. Most times I probably can't, right? I'll just be honest with you. But if I can, I'll comment. If not, if you think, like, that sounds super interesting, so send it to me on Instagram or whatever. Fake Mike Rowe News. We were limited to 5 kilometers from our house at some point, says Aussie Girl. Aussie Girl's another person that's always sending great information and following up. And they'll make a follow-up. Aussie Girl will make a follow-up call or an email. So I appreciate everyone that when we go to a place, we have our rights violated. Thank you, Lewis. Go Niners. Yeah, there's gold in them there hills. I shit gold, right?
Yeah, the Chiefs' disappointment today. They lost to the Bears.
The Bears.
And I'm from Chicago. You know what I'm saying? But, like, Bears hasn't been doing nothing. We lost.
So, yeah, that comments... If you want to be more specific with your criticism, I'll definitely address that. But just saying, you guys do bad, you make us look bad. That's not
your opinion.
That's not well, it's not a criticism. I mean, it's an ad hominem attack. It's not really an ad hominem attack. It's you're just not being specific. You're saying you guys make us look bad. Specifically.
Yeah.
Specifically. How do we make people look bad?
Yeah.
And you don't have to like it. This is our First Amendment.
And who
right?
says you gotta fall in line and follow
I'm going to start doing audits with a top hat and a
First
monocle.
Amendment, guys, come on. Anybody can use their First
Good
Amendment.
evening.
There's no way
No. You have to be an elite to use your First Amendment. You have to sound exactly like that person wants to use your First Amendment. We can't have any diversity of thought or speech.
Yeah.
We all have to sound the same. You're making us look bad.
Oh, yeah.
I don't even know you. How can I make you look bad? I don't know you.
Right.
I don't know you. Yeah, I would look good too, eventually, if I got rid of these pimples on my face. Frank, Royce, what up, man? Always good to see you. Guys, okay, so let's get to this too. We'll get your questions and comments, right? What up, Cuts One? Shout outs to hashtag here, right, the Matrix. Share the video.
Argentina. Nice. Saludos. Bienvenidos aquí al canal. Dale like. Gracias.
Yeah, so crazy video today. Crazy videos coming out tomorrow. Yes, that's damn right we love dolphins.
Yes, I see that
love
too.
dolphins.
Mr. America eats dolphin-safe tuna.
That's right. Stop talking and make more videos. I'm making a video while talking. You know I can never stop talking.
Yeah.
You can't bribe me with enough money. No, just kidding. Thank you so much.
We are making a video right now.
And we're doing it. So thank you so much in all honesty. But you have to pay me a bunch of money. You could never, literally, someone asked me the other day, what if they just paid you like $1 million, $500 million, and just say, Will, you can never talk about the you-know-who's ever again. I'd say, no, I wouldn't do it. wouldn't do it. I'm never selling out. And that's what Mr. America said about me. And he's right. He said, one thing I'll tell you about Will is he'll never sell out. And you're goddamn right, I'll never sell out. Whew. Okay, so what was I saying? Today's video. Yeah, that's right. Today's video. Whoa, we went back to Kansas. Mind your business, Max.
So, Mike.
Not your body.
Freemasons.
Not your choice. Not gonna be next week. Mind your business. Then we had some guy rip off his pants. He was already shirtless, and then started twerking on everyone. Extremely sweaty. Well, as soon as we got there, people were hailing Satan. And they came up to me and Mr. America.
Thank God I wasn't there.
They came up, the first thing, we got out the car, right? We started filming the cops, asked them, they were polite, asked their name and badge number, asked them about the Constitution. Of course, they didn't answer. Of course, they didn't want to. They were friendly with us, but they didn't know and they didn't want to talk about the Constitution. So then we went across, and then somebody with the freaking helmet and body armor and elbow pads and a flashbang and a RoboCop retinal scan came up. He's like, what are you, from Fox News? Do I look like I'm from Fox News? A wigger and a Puerto Rican jump out of a car with a whisk and a snapback and Nikes on. And you're like, you must work for Fox News. I was like, no, F Fox News, F CNN, F MSNBC. Fuck Bad Boy as a record label and a staff. And if you want to be down with them, F you too, Mob Deep.
What's the Third Amendment?
I don't know.
Let me know in the comments. Post it in the comments. What's the Third Amendment?
Everybody on Auditing America knows the Third Amendment, except for the cop trolls. The cop trolls, they still won't learn it.
I'm not gonna answer that.
But did you guys see that one of the other videos from today? Jordan, he knew the Third Amendment. Want to know why he knew the Third Amendment? He didn't at first. He went and Googled and he came out and told us. I can't prove it, but I'm willing to bet. But do you know what that means? We're teaching more people. It's pretty sad that as the boss of a job, you have to go teach people the job you already hired them and pay them a whole bunch of jobs to do. Oh, by the way, you know that job you're supposed to be performing for 40 years? This is what it is. Want to learn it? All right, let's get back to your questions and comments. Guys, open up another browser right now. I suggest using Brave browser. It's a cool browser. I'm not getting any money, but that's the one I use. Oh, man, Diddy. Oh, man. Have I ever been to Brewtown, Alabama? You know what? I've never been to Alabama. It's one of the few states I've never been to.
Hey ho, Alabama.
Do the cops do anything to the old guy? Yes, they also press charges against him. Please explain your word owned. Okay, yeah, great. So I was at the protest today. I don't know if Frank Royce is saying that's a joke or not. But yeah, I said, this girl was like, oh, what do you like, the cops? I was like, dog, I own cops. She was like, what do you mean you own cops? What are you, a slave master? I'm like, what are you talking about? This girl was like younger than me. I'm like, have you ever been on the internet? I'm sorry, should I put my top hat and monocle on and talk in the King's English to you?
Sir?
Like, I don't technically own any cops, guys. I'm not a slave master. I don't own anybody. There are servants, yes, that's for sure, but I don't technically own anybody. I own them in the sense of humiliating them, but I only humiliate them if they're rude to me. And they don't know the Constitution. So, or something else. You know what I'm
They
saying?
own you.
Oh, I ain't never been owned. That's not gonna happen. Never sell out, never get owned. Yeah, and that's the thing. A person with, and that's why I always, great point. You can never explain something to somebody with an ignorant mind. And that's why I always say, keep it open, rightful-minded thinking. Where we're talking about Buddha, right? Keep your thoughts and your mind and your virtues pure. But if you can't even get there if you don't keep an open but skeptical mind. People always say, "Oh, Will, you be saying this, you be saying that." I don't believe you. That's what I'm telling you. Don't believe me. Stone Cold Steve Austin, don't trust anybody. Keep an open but skeptical mind. Use the Socratic method. I tell you, don't trust anybody, including me. That means think for yourself. Will's a liar. Will's telling you bad stuff. Well, I'm telling you to think for yourself, right? Derek's Reptiles. Oh, what up, Derek?
Auditing Australia? That's cool.
Yeah, man. I suggest you do. And I suggest that you also do everything within your power, young man, to change this world non-violently. Yes. There's a million ways to do it, too. You don't even have to audit. You could be an activist in other ways. You could start a homeless shelter. You could go around talking to people. You could create memes. You could do videos. You could make music. You could make art. You could have a protest. You could share other people's stuff. And you could do it well. That's too hard. What's too hard? That's what she said. So I just want to thank you guys. You guys are the shiz, nap, snam, snizzle.
Thank
La
you for all
Corte
those
Music.
likes, guys.
Mira, Dene. Shout outs to La Corte Music
Let's get
in the
to
house.
116 likes.
Yep, let's get them likes up
116
there,
likes,
guys.
folks.
Share the video. $ Auditing America News. I want to also be grateful to you guys. $ Auditing America News. Thank you for that. On Cash App. Sorry, $ Auditing America News on Cash App. $ Fake Mike Real News. Thank you more importantly for sharing the videos. Auditing America on Instagram. Auditing America on Facebook. PR, what up?
Oh yeah.
So let's get a few more questions in here for me
Yeah,
and
we're
Auditing
not-
America.
yeah,
We're not going to be up all night. I want to say thank you for the shares and the super chats also. Very much appreciated.
I just put my link in the description.
There you go, guys. Everyone go
Link in the
share.
description. Universal TV.
Go over and share and like this and give them a comment too. Let them know Auditing America sent you so that we know that we're reaching them. All right, let's get a few more final questions in here. And make sure you guys, as soon as this video is done, or if you have another browser, go to that channel right now. It's Universal. If you're not watching the live stream, it's Universal SOL TV. Also, shout outs to Mr. Manco. Good question. What are my thoughts on the Freemasons? The Freemasons, now that's a deep thing. Why don't we end it on this one, okay? I'll let Mr. Universal talk. Maybe we can get some quick questions at the end. I'm going to make this the shortest I ever talked about Masons and try to give you as much information as possible for you to make your own mind up. And that's Mr. Universal's channel right there. Freemasons. Now, some people say Freemasons have been around since the pyramids. Other people say that Freemasons were around with the building of Solomon's Temple. And if you need to research that too. Other people say that Freemasons were created when the Knights Templar were outlawed by King Philip of France on Friday the 13th, 1307, which, side note, is the reason why Friday the 13th is considered unlucky to this day. And then when the Templars were outlawed, they became
Also by
Freemasons.
the Vatican.
Yes.
The Vatican really outlawed those motherfuckers because the people from France had influence and they used their power to manipulate the Pope at that time with the Templars.
Very good point.
The original bankers.
And so my last thing I'll say on this is Freemasonry at the time of the American Revolution could be, I'm not saying is, but could have been a good thing because anybody that's aware of the Boston Tea Party knows that was taking place at a Masonic meeting by Masons. La Corte Music, thank you so much. Very much appreciated.
La Corte!
Emerson, thank you so much. And thank you for everyone for sharing the videos. So these acts of treason or rebellion against the tyrannical redcoats and King George were created by Masons. So we owe a revolution. So you can say, hey, well, that was controlled by Masons. However, George Washington, and this also ties into the Illuminati, and then I'm going to let Mr. Universal go here and get to these questions. George Washington was writing, and this is in the Library of Congress, letters, and he was asked about the presence of the Bavarian Illuminati, which, yes, was a real historical organization, which was also created the same year as the United States, May 1st, 1776, by Adam Weishaupt and the Rothschilds. So, George Washington says, and he's obviously a Mason. George Washington's tomb says Mason and first president. He was even more proud that he was a Mason than a first president. And he said that at his time, after the Illuminati had been disbanded, there were still the Illuminati infiltrating Masonic lodges after the fact. So some people believe that Masons were good and they were keeping this knowledge and they were trying to wake people up, but then they were co-opted by the Bavarian Illuminati. Now, what I was... Infiltrated is a better word. So the most ordinary Masons, anybody below a 32nd degree, and I know a couple, and I've interviewed a few. Go to check out my channel, Fake Mike. I've interviewed and debated multiple Masons, and I've interviewed and asked them all questions. So 32nd degree, like at least 2 32nd degree Masons, and a few of them are actually really good people. Now, it's just like any other thing, right?
Good Mason.
You can't go to the bank and say, oh, all bankers are bad, because the teller's probably pretty nice. You know, the bankers are probably great people. But then when you go up to the CEO boardroom, they're like, let's smash these Muppets. You know what I'm saying? So what's your take on not just Freemasonry, and then if we got a few more minutes, we'll definitely get into some of your questions, so line them up. But not just Freemasonry, but Rosicrucianism and this occult, esoteric thinking. There's always been this strain in secret societies in general. So, do you think that these people are keeping this knowledge from us? Are they hiding it? What's up with these secret societies and this secret knowledge?
Guys. They're all puppets. They all bend over, grab their ankles, split those cheeks, lube it up. They all of them to their higher deities. Okay, all these people that do secret rituals, black magic, ceremonies with witches, wizards, all all that crazy stuff. They're all just puppets to their masters. And those masters are a very dark, evil force that is destroying this planet, that is making this planet very dark. And it's up to us and it's up to you guys to bring that light from within yourself, your divinity, your heart. Bring that light out into the world, because every single person matters. We need everybody to lighten that candle within and be your higher self. Be your divine self. Remember, you are a spiritual, beautiful, divine being here within this existence, creating your story, your never-ending story. Wake up, souls. Wake up. Wake up. Remember, figure out what is your purpose. What is your life purpose? What are you here to do? What is your mission? What did you come down to earth to do? Remember that and do it so you can get out of this cycle.
That's right. That's absolutely right. Rogier, thank you for sharing. All right, we got time for a few more quick questions. Make your questions concise. Mr. Universal and Fake Mike repping here for Auditing America. Find Auditing America on Instagram. Also, thank you to the donations, $ Auditing America News on Cash App. Find us. We also have a group on Facebook. It's called Auditing America. Yeah, me. I got my own channel. It's called Fake Mike, MIC Real News. Help me get over 20,000. Thank you for getting me over 15. And you guys, if you've checked out my channel before, you know that wasn't an easy task, and we'll just say that. So thank you so much for that, guys. This is a celebration. And our views have been going up. We're putting in a lot of work here, and it's thanks to you guys sharing, honestly. So Auditing America is a team. It's Mr. America, but it's also Mr. Manco. It's also good old Mr. Universal, right? It's Fake Mike, but it's also the Witchmaster. It's also Victor Flores, right?
Everybody.
It's Manuts. And Qualified Immunity, says Bill. Yeah, I agree. Jabbar. Kali, the great Kali. Wow.
Kali.
That's synchronistic. We were talking about Kali last night. Protection and blessing to you as well. And to Deanna. We love Deanna. Alyssa said this video would be so much better if it was... Oh. Well, maybe I'll get more subscribers like that. Alyssa, yes. Maybe you can Photoshop whatever you want right there and to get more subscribers. And hey, even if they think, hey, I'm going to make fun of this loser on the internet. And then guess what? They learn about quantum physics, bitch. Oh, yeah. Go ahead. I always say, hey, do whatever you want. And the Federal Reserve. That's absolutely right. Someone's talking about Templars and the Freemasons. These chats are not bad people. They're great Christian godly men, said Alan Branch. Okay, maybe they are. I don't know. What do I think about the Israeli?
There's definitely a lot of good people, guys, but there's a lot of levels to that stuff. And you have to be on that level before you can even learn that, before you actually realize the truth. That's why some people, they get too high and they get scared off. But who knows? So we're not going to go too deep. You do your own research on that, guys.
That's right. A few more questions here. We're going to wrap this up. I want to say thanks for the super chats, but I want to get to a few more questions because you guys had a few good ones and I was ranting and raving. Great question right here by Ray Jr. What do I think of the Israeli government penetrating the American high technology sector? Would you think that's a major national security risk? Absolutely. I did an entire video about this with Titus Frost. And that also ties into the Belt and Road Project, which not only ties into Israel, but an entire restructuring of the globe. So check out Titus Frost's work. Also check out the Belt and Road Project. Also check out cities like Neom and these smart cities that are going on. But yes, not just Israel, unfortunately. It's not just Israel, but you also have to look at China and a lot of other places. But Israel and China, to me, are the two largest ones that I'm fearful of because, yes, Israel, they're our buddy, and they have all the technology, and we give them backdoor access to everything. They're part of the Five Eyes with NSA. But China, who's not our ally, anytime an American company goes over there, like Elon Musk, like Apple, like any of those, the military can take all your freaking inventions. They can take all of your information, your tech, right? So they're just giving that shit to these people. And yes, Israel,
To add on to Israel, where I learned from, rest in peace, Jordan Maxwell, is that
F in the chat for Jordan Maxwell. F in the chat for
Israel
Jordan Maxwell. But
it's
God.
look, the city Israel, it's the fake city of Israel. That's not the real Israel. It's bullshit. That's not the holy city. It's in another place in Africa. I'm not going to say where it's at. But Israel, it's the holy city because all sex trafficking, gold, drugs, money, diamonds, all that type of stuff goes through Israel, then goes out to the rest of the world. That's why it's the holy city.
Yes, Dimitri.
And it's a quote unquote between elites, a little joke between them.
Yes, that's exactly what. Are you pro-gun? Yes.
Rest in peace, Jordan Maxwell.
Rest in peace to the God, Jordan Maxwell.
Shout out to all the indigo star
Thank you
seeds,
very much for the super
crystal
chat,
children.
Greg. Thank you so
Shout
much.
out.
Yeah, get your final questions or comments in here. We'll get a
Yeah.
few more. I wanted to shut this off, but you guys got such great questions.
And we got 116 viewers.
Not bad, guys. Thanks. Great. I'm loving this. Are we pro-gun? Yeah, absolutely. I believe every sentient being has the right to defend itself. Even Martin Luther King Jr. and Gandhi, who are probably the two most famous nonviolent activists, and I don't agree with them on a few things, but they were also pro-gun. And I believe everyone
Gandhi had a gun?
Well, Gandhi, I don't believe Gandhi had a gun, but Gandhi also wrote... Gandhi wrote, I'm going to paraphrase this because I don't remember it off the top of my head, maybe one of our...
Gandhi with a
folks.
Glock.
Well, that's a rap song too. Cannabis made some cool... he said, I'm Gandhi on an MPC who MC mad nice. I'm Christ in a cypher shooting dice. I'm Elijah Muhammad smoking chronic and all this. Yeah, that shit's fire. That's the kind of stuff I listen to. I don't listen to Drake, all right? All right, what am I talking about here, guys? I'm getting... okay, yeah, we're pro-gun. We're pro-self-defense. But Gandhi, yeah, that was what I was going to say. Gandhi, I don't believe owned gun, but I believe Gandhi wrote that the worst thing that the British government did, the most tyrannical thing that the British government did, and they did a lot to the Indian people. They created a caste system, and they basically enslaved people. One of the
It was
best
very
things,
hard to enslave the Indian people. Alexander the Great had a very difficult time trying to conquer India. I'll let you know that.
So, yeah, he said one of the worst things that they did was they took the self-defense, the weapons away from the Indian people. So, what does that even mean? What does that even mean? Glocked up Gandhi.
Glocked up.
Yo, that's a 2A audit channel right there.
That's going to be another one of our sayings. Got to be glocked up like Gandhi.
What caused you to start all this auditing? Did you wake up? Great question, Trevor. Well, Mr. America has had his share of lying, abusing
Yeah, the
police.
real Israel, not the fake Israel. Better do your research in history. Don't let them deceive you.
Yeah, so get your questions in there.
Real Israelites. You guys don't know about real Israelites.
Me and Mr. America's stories are slightly different. I'll give you the short and sweet of each. Mr. America had been harassed by the police for a long time. He'd been lied at by the police. He's been abused by the police. He's seen others, family, friends, relatives abused by the police. One day he was like, all right, I had enough. I actually didn't start with the police. I was like, all right, what do? I woke up one day, and I'm not very spiritual, and that's why I rely on Mr. Universal so heavily. But one day, I think it was the year 2002, I was outside. We went to me and my friends and my ex, we went to the DMV. And it always takes so long at the DMV because, government, right? So we went to go get the ticket. We walked into the park across the street, smoked a blunt. Then I started dissecting stuff on the back of the dollar bill.
Yahweh.
On the dollar bill, I didn't even know what I was talking about. And I brought up the word Illuminati, and I don't even remember where I had that from my head. Then, about 6 months later, I was working out, and I was like, all right, I need some music to work out. And I was like, all right, let me grab a CD, because it was 2002 and we had CDs back then. And I grabbed Wu-Tang Forever Disc 2, and I put it on, and the song Impossible came on. And Riz is talking about third eyes, microchips. I'm not going to say the word, but and he's talking about, and then all of a sudden you guys like, thug people on some hardcore body shit, get your shit together for the fucking Illuminati hits. And then I heard the word Illuminati again. I was like, yo, that's that word. And then it wasn't until a few years later till the internet really started being popping. And shout outs to Google and YouTube. Technology is a blessing and it's also a weapon, but I do love YouTube and Google. That's all I'll say for now. But I do love them because I was able to go ahead and use the internet and use official sources and verify things. I was like, okay,
yeah,
so
he was not pro-gun. I agree. He said Kanye was not pro-gun. Yes, he was not. Non-violence, guys. No weapons. I'm not pro-gun. I don't own a gun, and I would never own a gun.
Yeah, well, I'll clarify that. I am non-violent. I do believe in self-defense. That simple.
Yes.
I'm non-violent, but I do believe in self-defense. And if you need a gun as a tool, just like any other tool, right? If you're gonna go
Out of fear. People use gun out of fear.
That's true. That's true. That is true. You know, it is a tough thing. All right, guys, let's get one or two more questions in here.
Ooh, yeah.
Whose mom's basement are we in right now? Oh, Charles. Yours. I'm in your mom's basement right now.
Yeah. Yeah, I love all people.
Who's your favorite Dragon Ball character?
Goku.
Hey, not for nothing, but I gotta high five you on that one. That was funny.
We're like cops, we high five all the time. Yeah, so me and Mr. America, we were just high fiving a little earlier upstairs, if you know what I mean, Charles. Okay, yeah. And the thing about the haters and the trolls, I like to joke around with them too, because see, there's a lot of people that are say certain things. Well, I grew up as a short white kid in the hood, so I learned that I gotta. Frank, thank you very much for the donation. If you start jonesing on me, as soon as I met you, I'm already scanning you up and down. You got something negative to say to me, I'm gonna match your energy. But luckily, Mr. Universal here has been molding me into a better spiritual person, but I will still with your mama, okay? So yeah, no, and the haters will never say anything specifically. They'll always do an ad hominem attack. They will never attack our ideologies or ideas or offer any constructive criticism. They will just say something that has actually no merit logically whatsoever.
Yes, we have been arrested doing auditing. Yes.
Oh yes, we've been arrested. Where am I
Not
from?
fun.
I'm from Providence, Rhode Island.
The birthplace.
The birthplace of auditing America.
We audited that smallest state in the country for a whole year straight, because guess what? They kidnapped me. They wouldn't let me leave. They said you are on bond, and guess what? You can't leave the state.
That's what they do to people. They'll tell somebody. They told me in Boston, "Hey, Will,
I still left.
You guys remember when I was assaulted by the captain in Boston after he told me I could keep filming, and then he tried to charge me, right? Then the judge says in Boston, even though you're innocent until proven guilty, oh yeah, even though you're innocent until proven guilty, the judge literally said you cannot come back to Boston, Will. You can until you're all good. You literally banned me from Boston. Bing bang bong. I don't know. Why don't you talk to Smith and Wesson right here? I'm always packing. What do you think about the FBI raid on Trump's house? Well, that's one down.
It was a trap.
That was one down.
They fell for the trap like idiots.
That's one down out of Epstein's list. So now we have to get the rest of them. Yeah. This whole FBI raid is. We talked about this on an earlier
They're
stream.
in trouble.
But Lori, welcome. Yeah, no muscle at all. I never claimed to be strong. Charles, guess what? That's your last comment. No, you can stay, Charles. I'll tell you what, Charles. If you can tell me one thing I specifically said that was factually incorrect ever, and I have said some, and I've admitted that I've said them, I will make you a moderator on this channel. But you can't. You can just put out lame insults that I'm gonna best you at. So I'll tell you what. You can stay on the channel if you can point out one thing, and I've said it, and I've admitted the ones that I've gotten wrong. But you can't do that. You can just make lame insults. So I feel sorry for you. I feel sorry for you, so I will not address that.
Oh yeah, I wanna just take a quick moment since somebody asked about books. Boom. This is called Raising Idiom. This is volume 2. I got 1, 2, and 3. Shout outs to Danielle Dunn. He is the author of this book. A lot of people have been asking questions about aliens and stuff like that. Yo, back in 2008, when I went through my forced awakening, I gone through a lot of paranormal stuff where I had to start researching and figure out what was going on with me, what was going on in general. And I stumbled onto this guy's YouTube channel a long time ago. And the information he has right here goes very,
Thank you very much for that donation,
deep,
Ham.
guys.
Very much appreciated.
Guys, After this live stream, if you have a chance, please make sure you go to Orange Man Audits. He needs your help getting some watch hours. So if you guys go to Orange Man Audits, I know we usually don't shout out any other channels, but here and there I always still try to help. So go to Orange Man Audits. I don't really know this guy. I really haven't seen much of his videos because I've been busy, but he's a supporter. And he needs some watch hours. So go over there and
Go
check
check
him
that
out.
out. Orange Man Audits.
Yeah. I'm about to watch me some Orange Man Audits tonight.
Oh yeah. Yeah, someone says, oh, one thing I was wrong about is that I interviewed Hillary Clinton. I've never said I've interviewed Clinton. I've confronted her twice, once in Boston and once in DC.
Confronted, big difference.
And I've asked her
guys.
the questions that the mainstream media never asked her. Never. I did that. I didn't get paid by a whole bunch of people. I didn't wear any makeup. These people get paid to do that. I just went my own and asked them the questions that the media was scared to. So.
And then got kicked out.
And then got kicked out. So
He had
yeah,
no
I never.
respect for the First Amendment.
So again, you haters are wrong again. So that's sad. But I at least tried. F over Haiti and F over Jordan Maxwell, man. He told you guys, you need some people. And Jordan Maxwell sums up what I try to talk about with this one quote. You people need to wake up and do your homework.
Yes.
Do your homework.
Yes. Mr. Oh, Israel is where it's at today. No, it's not. Jordan Maxwell enlightened me years ago. And another person, well, I'm not gonna actually share that information, but you guys
Mr.
have to
Universal
look
is a
that.
God. You're absolutely
Yes.
right. We all have the
Divine being. I'm not a
essence.
God. I do not like the God title at all. I am a divine being, divine soul, just like you and I and everybody else. Every living thing on this planet has a divine soul, unless they lost it.
Yes, and don't you lose your soul, guys. All right, guys, we're going to wrap this up. I want to say thank you very, very much for everyone that joined us today. Check out Orange Man Audits. Check out Mr. Manco. Obviously, go subscribe to Universal. That's with the
Podcast
SOL.
coming soon, baby.
Universal TV. Check them out. Put the links in there. I want to say thank you to everybody that sent us a donation via Super Chat today. If I didn't get to your question, there's so many questions. I will get to it on a future live stream, or you can also find me on Instagram, Fake Mike Real News, Auditing America on Instagram. Also, thanks for the Cash App donations, $, Auditing America News, $, Fake Mike Real News, FakeMikeRealNews.com. Please go over to my channel. And yes, if you want to send me some more questions, some information, I might not always be able to get to it to a sec. I'll check it out. I'll go look at it, right? But keep those questions coming. Hit the bell and the notifications for Universal TV, SOL, Auditing America, and Fake Mike Real News. You're absolutely right, Frank. That's what I'm about to do. Call it a night. But you guys got other questions? Save it for a future live stream because we will be addressing them. Peace out, folks. We love